Today we're exploring the story of one of Portugal's most notorious serial killers, a man whose ruthless actions sent shockwaves through Lisbon in the 1800s. This is the story of Diogo Alves, the Lisbon Ripper. The year was 1840. Lisbon was a city in transition, a bustling hub of commerce and culture. But amid its vibrancy, a dark figure lurked in the shadows, a man whose actions would leave an indelible mark on the city's history. Diogo Alves was born in 1810 in the small town of Amadora, just outside of Lisbon. He came from humble beginnings, but he would go on to commit some of the most gruesome and senseless murders the city had ever seen. Known as the Lisbon Ripper, his crimes would capture the public's attention and ignite widespread fear. Alves's first murders were committed on the iconic Aqueduto das Águas Livres, the Great Aqueduct of Lisbon. It's a beautiful historic structure, but for Alves, it became a place of terror. He targeted victims who were traveling along the aqueduct, often robbing and then throwing them off the structure to their deaths, nearly 50 meters below. It's believed that he murdered at least 10 people this way, though some estimates go even higher, up to 70 people. Alves didn't stop there. His crimes escalated from robbery and murder to a sadistic enjoyment of watching his victims fall to their deaths. He was particularly ruthless, often targeting women and travelers, luring them with promises of help or protection before robbing them and pushing them off the aqueduct. At first, the murders were hard to link together, but eventually the police began to notice a disturbing pattern. They started to connect the murders to the aqueduct and realized that they were dealing with a serial killer. The case quickly captured public attention, with locals living in fear of the mysterious killer. In 1841, after several months of investigation, the authorities finally caught a break. Diogo Alves was arrested when he was caught attempting to flee the city. He was eventually linked to the murders through witness testimonies and evidence found at the crime scenes. At his trial, Alves showed little remorse for his actions. He boasted about his crimes, even telling the authorities that he killed for the thrill and the money. His callousness shocked everyone who heard his confessions. And on the 19th of June, 1841, Diogo Alves was sentenced to death. His execution was brutal, and it served as a grim reminder of his terrible reign of terror in Lisbon. He was publicly hanged, and his death marked the end of one of the most notorious serial killers in Portugal's history. Alves's story remains one of the most chilling in Portuguese criminal history. His ruthless murders and his apparent lack of remorse make him one of the earliest examples of a true serial killer in the modern sense. The Aqueduto das Águas Livres still stands today, a haunting reminder of the horror that once took place on its great arches. His name will always be remembered in the dark corners of history, where his crimes serve as a reminder of the capacity for evil that exists within some individuals. We hope the best for the families of all the victims. Thank you for joining us today to hear the chilling story of Diogo Alves, the Lisbon Ripper. If you found this video interesting, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more true crime stories from around the world. We'll see you next time.